Hi guys, Tom here from Feel Fit Fitness Camp and tkpt.co.uk. Right, what I'm looking to do in this video quickly today is to talk to you about, so I have a couple of people like, what can we do for snacks? Like, I fancy something sweet. People say it to me all the time, fitness campers, PT clients, what can I have for something sweet, like every so often? And I'm always keeping my eyes open for like protein bars, things like that, stuff that you can sort of not necessarily have on a daily basis, but stuff that you can have as a treat that's going to be almost beneficial, and it comes as not going to really have any negative effects on your goals or your results. So yeah, like I said, I'm always keeping my eyes open for protein bars. One that I've come across recently that I want to really sort of talk about today is they're quite big in America. They're called Questbars. I've seen a lot on Instagram and stuff like that. I'm always seeing people post pictures up, so I had a little look into them myself because I hadn't really sort of seen them in England. I've never seen them in Holland and Barrett or Evital or any of the health shops. But yeah, I had a good look into them, and as far as protein bars go, these are pretty much top of the list, I would say. So if you're looking to have something that you can, like I say, it's not something that wants to be eaten on a daily basis, certainly not the cornerstone of any nutritious breakfast or something that you should be eating every day, but 1 to 2 times a week with these Quest bars that I'm talking about, you could get away with. I mean, I'm going to basically talk through what they are first of all, read through the ingredients, and basically highlight the reasons why I would choose these over any other. Because a lot of protein bars you can get are just terrible, literally like just chocolate bars in disguise. They've got loads of sugar in, loads of refined carbohydrates, so you're going to have a big impact on your blood sugars and really negatively affect your fat loss results, okay? Some of them are just garbage, pretty much. But these there are a few that are right, but these Quest bars, like I say, for me, right now, top of the list. So a little like this, okay? Quest bar, very good. Tom's thumbs up. But they taste, like you get about, I think there's about 10 different flavours of them, and they'll taste awesome, they're so nice, it's ridiculous. But basically, I mean, one of the reasons that I would choose these is the ingredients list. I mean, it's got about, in terms of ingredients, it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's got about 10 items on the ingredients list, which sounds like quite a lot, but practically everything on there is natural. I'm just going to read through it and talk sort of why, what exactly it is, basically, okay? So the first item on the ingredients list is your protein blend, whey protein isolate and milk protein isolate, which is just whey protein and milk protein. So there's no guarantee that it's going to be completely lactose free. If you have a really severe lactose intolerance, it might be something you want to be wary of. But for the most part, whey protein isolate, milk protein isolate, really good sources of complete proteins, really good sources of BCAAs, branched chain amino acids. So in terms of protein sources, those two are spot on. Unless, like, if you're vegan, for example, obviously it won't be for you. If you're lactose intolerant, really lactose intolerant, again, it might not be for you. But whey protein isolate in general and the milk protein isolate in general are really low levels of lactose, almost lactose free. So for the most part, for the majority of people, that would be fine. Next one on the list is a fibre called IMO. Basically, I mean, one of the reasons these bars sort of rank so highly, for me as well as a lot of other people, is their carbohydrate content. I mean, basically they've got 21 grams of protein and they've got 21 grams of carbs, which sounds like a lot, but 17 grams of carbs are dietary fibre, and I'm not completely falling for the fact that fibre means no carbohydrate, it doesn't, but the fibre content in this is made up from that second ingredient, the IMOs that I mentioned. And IMO is basically a prebiotic fibre which is digestion resistant. So when you eat IMO, not all of it is going to be absorbed by the body. A lot of it is like I say, it's fibre, a lot of it is going to pass through and basically excrete at the other end. But it's digestion resistant, so it has a really low impact on blood sugar. I mean, some of it will be digested. To be honest, some of that is clever marketing, because obviously everyone's on the sort of low carb thing nowadays. But certainly the IMO prebiotic fibre, in terms of making up most of the carbohydrates, some of it won't be digested and absorbed. It's really low GI anyway, and it's a prebiotic as well. So it's going to go towards promoting optimal gut health and the growth of healthy bacteria within the gut. So IMO, the second ingredient on the list, is basically makes up the carbohydrate in this bar, which is that prebiotic fibre that I talked about. So the carbohydrate content, 21 grams of carbs, 17 grams of dietary fibre, which is the IMO, 1 gram of sugar, and 1 gram of ethanol, which is an alcohol sugar. So again, digestion resistant alcohol sugar. It has very little to no effect on blood sugar. So essentially, like the label here, 3 grams of net carbs, okay? Like I say, some of it is clever marketing because they're working on that low carb thing that everybody's on. But with that said, the IMO is digestion resistant. It's a healthy form of prebiotic fibre, so it's a really good sort of staple of your diet. Something to be getting in is fine. It's not going to dramatically have any bad effects on anything. Next on the list is almonds. Everyone knows what almonds are. Nuts, good source of monounsaturated fat. Water, unsweetened chocolate, cocoa butter. That ethanol, which I talked about, is the alcohol sugar. And then it says contains less than 2% of the following. Sea salt, okay, stevia, which is a natural sweetener. As far as sweeteners go, stevia is the best one to go for. It's derived from the stevia plant. And yeah, any health professional will tell you that stevia is the best source of sweetener to go for. So it's the best natural sweetener you can get. So they're putting that in there as well. Really good job. Natural flavourings, I mean, natural flavourings is a bit sort of hit and miss. But I mean, these are the last on the list, so there's literally minimal amounts of these contained within the bar. And then sucralose, right in. Sucralose is an artificial sweetener. It's not the best, it's not perfect. A lot of things that you eat will contain sucralose. Like I said, it's last on the list, so it contains very little of sucralose. And like I said, this isn't something you want to have on a daily basis anyway. Okay, but all in all, very good. Okay, like I said, they come in about 10 different flavours. They taste amazing. And in terms of the nutritional profile on here, you don't really get much better than this. They do come at a bit of a price. I think I paid about £19 for 12 of them. So just short of £2 each, I guess. But like I said, if you're only eating them once or twice a week, and I mean, that may be a good thing that they cost a little bit, because if they're expensive, you're obviously not going to want to be eating them all the time, okay? But in terms of something sweet, this is going to be a damn sight better than chocolate bars, chocolate, anything like that, pastries, anything like that. This is going to be a lot better. So again, you can have these a couple of times a week. I'm just going to run through that again. Okay, so there's 21 grams of protein in there, which is a decent portion of protein. That's like equivalent just under a small chicken fillet or a small tin of tuna or something like that. So that's a meal. That's a decent sized portion of protein. Okay, 21 grams of carbs again, which sounds like quite a lot. But like I say, 17 grams of carbs made up from that prebiotic dietary fibre, okay? So again, it's a healthy source of fibre. Again, some of it may be digested, some of it may have an impact on blood sugars, but for the most part, it's going to travel through, it's low GI, and it is digestion resistant as well, okay? I think that's it on there really. I mean, it contains a little bit of fat, but that's just going to come from the unsweetened chocolate, the almonds, etc. Nothing to really worry about there in terms of the fat content. And other than that, I think that's all I've got to say on those. Yeah, that's it. So like I say, in my eyes, Questbars, I always keep my eyes open for protein bars. I always do. I always look to ones that I think are going to be the best, because I like something sweet as much as anybody else. So I'll have these sitting in my cupboard. I'm not going to just be eating them every day, but like I said, maybe once a week, twice a week tops. Following training is always going to be the best time to eat these as well. Remember, anything containing sort of carbohydrates, starchy carbs, fibre, etc. is always best had after training, because, like I said, will have a little effect on blood sugar, albeit not a massive spike. It's still going to be best to incorporate this after training. But like I said, 1 to 2 times a week, as a treat. Think of it as a treat. It's not something that you want to be eating every day. But Questbars, okay, the best place I've found to get them from is a website called Dolphin Fitness. If you put into Google Dolphin Fitness, I think it's dolphinfitness.co.uk, but that's the best place to get it in terms of price. And like I said, they come about 10 to 12 different flavours. So, Questbars, they get Tom's seal of approval. Knock yourselves out, guys. That's Tom out.